I'm Teresa Carraggio, and this is Third Paradigm. As viewers know, I like to alternate between masculine and feminine topics. So today I have a masculine one. Manifesting versus miracles. I am kidding, of course. But why is that of course? Why is it so obvious that manifesting versus miracles would be a feminine topic? Let's explore that. Speaking in generalities, I find that men tend to be either within authoritarian systems of religion or fiercely anti-authoritarian as atheists, whereas women tend more towards spirituality where there is a blending of, I have something to learn here, but I don't accept this hierarchy of authority. Now, that also can tend towards very fuzzy logic and not having that discipline of examining things with a clear way of thinking. I'm speaking in generalities because if there was anyone who was going to have an audience that uses both sides of the brain, it's me, because I would have scared away everyone else. When I look at something like manifesting versus miracles, what I'm really asking is, what is reality? And that should be a male topic, because your success in navigating through reality is going to depend on how close your perception is to whatever that is. It also should be a feminine topic, because we need to know, do I create this reality? Is it chaos, which would be an atheist perspective? Or is there meaning? Is there meaning and purpose that exists separate from whatever I'm making it? Last night, I went out to hear a DJ and left the house after 9 o'clock, I'll have you know. And while waiting for the music to start, I was chatting with young women who were less than half my age, and in one case, I think a third of my age. This gave me some insight into the economic insecurities that are causing women to hesitate even though they want to have kids and are often in a romantic position to be able to have that be realistic, but still are so worried about money and having someone else raising their kids while they have to work. In the process of this, one of the 28-year-olds I was talking to said, "What do you think about manifesting? When I feel like I really need to have some customers today, I just really get into, I'm going to manifest and make this happen." The night before, I had been having a conversation with the DJ that I came that night to hear. And he is a young man from Belize, and we started talking because I am the age that his mother would have been. His mother died when he was 14, and he talked about being very Catholic and how he prayed so hard for his mom to survive. He wanted to see her one last time. All the things he prayed for did not happen. And there is a parallel, I feel, between the manifesting and the praying, which is that in both cases, you think that you know best what it is that you need, and there's something that you need to do in order to make that happen. And I think that is a very fearful place to be. There is no tragedy that cuts deeper to me than a child who loses their mother, unless it's a mother who loses her child. And that pure faith of the child in asking for this one thing, would it be so much skin off of God's nose to just let his mother live, breaks my heart. I don't think that anyone can find the meaning in someone else's tragedy. And this is the final thing that there is no negotiation with. Yet if there is any comfort, it can only be that there is meaning, that there is purpose, and that includes your happiness and the happiness of everyone else, and that for some reason that we can't fathom, things had to be this way. There was no alternative. Things had to play out in exactly that way in order for all of what needed to follow to work out. The concept of prayer as petitioning God is also something that is not just fearful because it leaves it up to us, but also makes us feel guilty if that thing doesn't come about, because then we're saying, oh, maybe I didn't pray hard enough. Maybe I didn't do the right ritual. Maybe I didn't make the right decisions. I didn't do anything soon enough. I didn't make the right sacrifice. That concept leaves us, I think, so vulnerable and so willing to be our own worst enemy in those moments because we see us as being the one responsible. I think the same dynamic is in play on the lighter side of this when we're manifesting because we need to have a good day where we make some money, or we just want travel to go right, or there's something that we want to put our energy into. Now, I am always reminding myself, it is going to be a great day. It is going to be a day of wall-to-wall miracles. And those things come about, but I don't make them come about. What I'm doing is just recognizing that it's already out there, and all I'm doing is connecting to it. Manifesting can be what I call the Tinkerbell effect. As long as I believe, if I believe it will happen, it will be real, she will live. That's not what we're looking for. What we're looking for is a recognition that the world is on our side and that Spirit is out there working for the good no matter what happens. And that, I think, is the difference between the miracle. The miracle is welcoming reality exactly as it is and saying, I don't know yet. I don't see the big picture. I don't know all the different ways that this is going to affect the future. But if I come to that future and I am happy with how things are, I have to look back and say, everything that got me here had to happen exactly that way. And that's where I think kids make it where you can never look back. You can never question. There is nothing that you would have happen any different if it meant that that exact child would not be in your life. My reading from A Course in Miracles last night said, the holy instant is the Holy Spirit's most useful learning device for teaching you love's meaning, because its whole purpose is to suspend judgment. And judgment, it talks about always being based on the past. Judgment is what keeps the future consistent with the past. It says, well, things have always gone wrong, so they're going to keep going wrong. And it keeps everything into that same track. When you suspend judgment, you let the future be new. And that gives that shift, that entire change. So I think that looking at what happens and welcoming it and suspending judgment about whether it's good or whether it's bad, but keeping that judgment of this hurts and I don't like this, but still seeing it as having purpose. That is the lesson. And these days, with everything that's happening in the world and in our personal lives, I've been so ready to let go and say, I don't know what the plan is, but I'm so grateful I'm not in charge of it, and that there is one. Every time I turn around, the proof comes back to me all the time that there is a plan and that I'm part of it and my happiness, and so is yours. We just need to let that play out. And for more showing how I can apply logic even wearing pigtails, here is What is Reality? And this is a fun one called The Socks Box Miracle. Thank you for watching.